round like this, right? Or sometimes they make cement. Old they used to make this jaggery and tuna and other things. Tharitaki they used to mix and then go. And the bull will be tied and it will be going round like this. There will be one wheel behind pressing the cement and it will be going round and round and round. So like that sun's chariot is also connected to Dhruva Loka on one axis, another hub, and the wheel is going on the Manasa mountain. So that's why the influence of the sun is up to Manasa mountains. So similarly, Prithu Maharaj's influence will be up to wherever sun influence is there. Wherever sun's influence is there, there will be Prithu Maharaj's influence. So like that, this verse is glorifying. It's a amazing glorification. Nobody can have such influence. Right? Everybody has got influence to a certain degree. A father may have influence in his family. Right? A politician may have influence in his constituency. A prime minister will have his influence in his country. But one prime minister cannot say I have influence across the whole world. No. They have the limited domain. But here Prithu Maharaj's influence was across all the continents. Of course, the modern people, the modern science knows only 7 continents, which are part of Bharatvarsha, like the Asia, Arctic, Antarctic, and America, Africa, and Antarctica, Australia. So they have only these continents understanding, but Bhagavatam talks about the continents which are separated by oceans, the great oceans. So they are called as Dvipas. And the Dvipa which we are staying right now is called as Jambu Dvipa. Right? And surrounding Jambu Dvipa is saltwater ocean. And after that, there are other oceans, other lands. So concentric Dvipas are there. The first one is Jambu Dvipa. Then there are like Krauncha Dvipa, Plaksha Dvipa, Shalmali Dvipa. So like these are 7 islands separated by water. There is saltwater ocean, there is milk ocean, there is the ocean of yogurt, the ocean of sugarcane juice, ocean of sweet water, ocean of liquor, ocean of one more, like the 7. Honey. Okay. So these 7 oceans, Sapta Sagaras and Sapta Deepas, they are there. So in one of the Deepas is this mountain of Manasa. Right? Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that, it's on the Manasottara mountain. So Chakram also means his order. His order will be followed as far as Manasa mountain also. So that much control he will be having. Then the ruler also should have control. Raja. That's why it's called as king. King means whose influence is followed by everybody. Another meaning is one who actually gives happiness to others, which will come in the next verse. We will read how king means he should give happiness to everyone and he should rule the kingdom, wherein people should not be able to do any sinful activities and follow dharma. So this was the influence of Prithu Maharaj. See, one can have positive influence and one can have negative influence also. They are influential people. There are people who are influencing the world positively and there are people who are influencing the world negatively. Like Vena Maharaj is going to influence the world, was influencing the world negatively. Vena. Just now we saw that. How he was spreading adharma everywhere. And Prithu Maharaj, on the contrary, he is influencing the world positively. And now also we see there are celebrities who influence the world positively and there are celebrities who are influencing the world negatively. Right? So there are film stars and heroes who are spreading adharma in one sense by advertising things which are detrimental for the people. Yeah? Yeah, I don't take the names, but you see in the bus, in the BMTC buses, you will see some 3 film stars most famous, most richest people, influential people standing with saying Vimal Gutka. केसर के साथ केसर का स्वाद. अरे, if you are such a celebrity, why are you spreading this? You should be influencing the world positively. First of all, I don't know whether you eat that, but you are making other people eat. Right? So, they are endorsing something just for money. Do you think the film actors and actresses who are advertising these things, they themselves are using that? No, they are not using. Right? On the contrary, another film actor, he refused to advertise a particular brand which is promoting adharma, or promoting cigarettes or smoking. So he refused. He said, I will not do this because that goes against his conscience. So that's a positive, right? That's positive influence. So, but there are other devotees, spiritualists who are influencing the world positively. Right? Even there are prime ministers and presidents who are influencing the world positively. Of course, there are negative examples also who influence the world negatively. So, we need many healing cells in this world actually. Right? Because there is so much of negativity around, we need people who are positive, who can give hope to others, who can give solution to the problems of their life. So such necessity is there now. Like when the cancer spreads in the body, against the cancer there is the good cells which are fighting. They are called healing cells. Similarly, the cancer of materialism is spreading in this world. The cancer of sense gratification is spreading in this world. And what happens by cancer? Pain. Cancer causes pain and death. Similarly, this propaganda of sense gratification is going to cause disturbance in the society by causing pain, by having them, by making them suffer in this life and also in the next life. So we need people who spread positivity and spiritual thoughts in this world. And devotees should take that role of spreading the positive vibrations by doing Harinam Sankirtan, by distributing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, by spreading the message of Sri Lord Ram, by Lord Krishna. So then the positivity will spread and then people will feel that relief. Srila Prabhupada wrote Krishna book, and in the introduction he writes that I have written this book to solace the suffering hearts of the people of this world. Because by reading those nectarian pastimes of Lord Krishna, the heart becomes immediately satisfied. Not only Krishna's pastimes, but even reading devotees' pastimes like Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas, that gives so much joy and satisfaction to the heart. So we'll read one such pastime today of Srila Ramachandra Kaviraj. I became late because I was trying to find that particular pastime. I'm not getting the reference. I searched my laptop. I didn't get. Finally, I got the book which I wanted. Then I got the page number. Then I came down. So the next verse says that Ranjayishyati yellokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi athamum ahu rajanam mano ranjanakai prajaha. This king will please everyone by his practical activities, and all of his citizens will remain very satisfied. Because of this, the citizens will take great satisfaction in accepting him as the ruling king. Ranjayishyati yellokam, he will give pleasure to the people. Not that he will make entertainment hubs by which he will give pleasure, but he will give pleasure to them by keeping them happy at all levels. Right? People need physical care, people need mental care, people need intellectual care and also spiritual care. So the king will arrange for all kinds of facilities for people to remain happy at all levels. Right? So actually we see in Rama Rajya, when Lord Rama is ruling this world, it is said that everybody is happy. There is no drought, There is no excess heat nor excess cold. There was no diseases. Nobody was dying untimely. So all this, and there was sufficient stock of grains and fruits. There was sufficient milk. There is no shortage of anything. That is Ramaraja. Because Lord Ram was ruling. How can there be any shortage or trouble to anybody? So that is the kind of rule even Prithu Maharaj brought. Even when Yudhishthir Maharaj was ruling, same thing was happening. That even that the nature was so ime janapada sriddha supako shadi virudah vanadrina dudanvanto hedante tava vikshitaihi. It is said that when Krishna was present on this planet, Kunti Maharaj is telling this verse. She is telling, ime janapada, all the cities and villages, sriddha, they were like opulent. There was a lot of samruddhi everywhere. Supak aushadi virudaham, and there was sufficient produce of trees and plants and herbs, vegetables. Viruda means vegetables. They were all growing sufficiently, profusely. There was no inflation. There was no recessions. Vanadrinat udanvantaha hedante tava vikshitaihi. And Vana means forests were opulent. Adri, the mountains were also opulent. Vanadrinat udanvanto. And even the oceans and seas, they were also prosperous. Hedante tava vikshitaihi. Because Krishna was glancing, everything was very prosperous. But now that you are living, it is like our life is going. Krishna is like our life is going. He says, Nayam shobhishate tatra yathe danim gadadhara. So once you leave this planet, there will be no shobha for the Hastinapur or even the Pandavas. There will be no glory to us because all our glory is because of you only. Because you were there, our sons have become the kings. Because you were there, they could win the battle. Because you were there, everything was prosperous. Because of your presence, Khandoprastha could be converted to Indraprastha. What is Khandoprastha? It is a desert land which was given by Dhritarashtra to Pandavas. And because of Krishna's support, they could convert that Khandava forest into Indraprastha. It was so opulent. So Kunti Maharaj is telling, because now you are leaving, it's like our life is going away. So Kunti Maharaj is indicating, please stay back. So here we are seeing that Ranjay Shati Allokam. So the king, like Lord Krishna was taking care of everybody, Lord Ram was taking care of everybody. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj also will take care of everybody at all levels. So that's why it's called as Raja. The word Raja is derived from two words. Some say Raja comes from the word Rajati. Rajati means one who shines. Right? Rajati. And here it is said that Raja comes from Ranjayati. One who attracts or pleases people. Right? Ranjayati or Rajati. So the word Raja is derived from these two words. Right? And the next verse is Drida Vrata Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vriddha Sevakaha Sharanya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dina Vatsalaha. The king will be firmly determined and always situated in truth. Right? He will be situated in truth. Satya Sandha Drida Vrataha. He will be firmly situated in following the truth. He will be lover of Brahmanical culture and will render all service to old men and give shelter to all surrendered souls. Right? So he will, actually two people, Vriddha and Brahmana. These two people require protection. Actually 5 weaklings in the society require protection. So out of them 2 are given here. Brahmanical culture, the Brahmanas and old men. Apart from it, there are cows, women, children. These 5 should be protected. हिंदी अच्छा मिक्स करना है समझ में आ रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा, राइट. सो समाज में 5 लोगों को रक्षा देना चाहिए राजा को. 5 लोग क्या हैं? ये तो बोलते हैं ब्राह्मण, एंड देन देयर इज ओल्ड मैन, स्त्री, गाय और बच्चे. इन 5 को रक्षा देना चाहिए. एंड wherever these 5 are protected, that community is a secure, safe community. जहाँ पे इन 5 का रक्षा नहीं होता है वहाँ पे लोग डिस्टर्ब रहते हैं और हमेशा मन में डर रहता है कि क्या होगा आगे, राइट. Nowadays old men are very very insecure because they don't know what is going to happen, right. So because the children are somewhere far abroad, or children, they don't feel like taking care of old people. So that's a vruddhashramas nowadays they're increasing. Vruddhashramas. Because old people don't have any shelter, so they're getting admitted into vruddhashrama. Right? The word vruddha sevaka is very significant. Vruddha means old man. There are 2 kinds of old men. One is old by age and is old by knowledge. Right? Vruddha also means mature in his intelligence, or one who has got knowledge. He is called Vruddha. Another meaning is by age. Somebody has crossed the age, he is called old. This Sanskrit word indicates that one can be older by the advancement of knowledge. King Prithu was very respectful to Brahmanas and he protected them. He also protected persons advanced in age. Whatever the king would decide to do, no one would stop. No one would be able to stop. That is called Dhrida Sankalpa or Dhrida Vrata. So, on the contrary, nowadays if the rulers make some rule, and there are people to debate on that, इसको implement करना नहीं करना है. Whatever the ruler is doing, is it right or wrong? The people have the right to question that also nowadays. Because the leader may also make some mistake. That's why there are people who check. So there is Supreme Court also who checks whether some rules or decisions made by the PM are right or wrong, like that. So the check balance. But Prithu Maharaj, because he is being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, so he was Dhrida Sankalpa and Dhrida Vrata. Means whatever he decides, nobody can stop it. It is implemented. Right? So that's called monarchy. In monarchy, the king has this absolute right to do anything he wants. And nobody can check it, nobody can stop it. So if he says this person should be punished, he is punished, killed on the spot. If he says this person should be rewarded, he is rewarded. Right? So that kind of absolute power was there with the kings. And they could give instant justice. Instant justice. There was no delay, not much delay in inquiry and giving justice. But nowadays we see so much delay happens. The cases which are 30 years old are still pending. They don't know what to do. कौन सही है कौन गलत है. And what is you 30 years over, they still is pending. But Prithu Maharaj, Dhrida Sankalpa, Dhrida Vrata, he could give instant justice, and whatever he decided would be implemented. And everybody would implement it happily because everybody knew that whatever he has decided is perfect. So that is monarchy. And of course other kings, they used to have a panel of ministers with them, Brahmanas, Brahmanical body, who will give advice to the king. In this case, Prithu Maharaj is incarnation of Supreme Lord, so whatever he does is absolutely perfect. But in case there are other kings who are ruling this world, who are mortals, ordinary jivas, they used to have a panel of Brahmanical body which used to give them advice. And based on their advice, the kings used to conduct their kingdom. Like when Dashrath Maharaj was in anxiety, once he was in anxiety because he had no son. So he was consulting what to do. I don't have sons. I only have one daughter, Shanta. I have no sons. And he married so many queens, but still had no son. So then he consulted his mantri, Sumantra. So he said that I know the solution. Once I heard Chatush Kumara speaking that the solution for this problem will be that you should bring one great Rishi, and his name is Shringi, Rishya Shringa. Right? Shringi Rishi, or also called Rishya Shringa. Right? I heard that his place is from Sringeri, that's where the name Sringeri comes. So Rishya Shringi's temple is there, Matha is there. So you should bring him and he should do Putra Kameshti Yajna. And before that he should Ashwamedha Yajna, then Putra Kameshti Yajna, then you will get a son. So sometimes king is not able to solve some problems. So then he will take advice from ministers. So he had Vasishtha as his guru, he had Vishwamitra often coming and meeting him. And he had other ministers also who used to give good advice. And based on their advice, he used to conduct the governance. So in this way, we should also have a body of ministers. So even in Ramayana, once His Grace Gaura was giving a lecture about leadership, or it is called as credible leadership seminar. There he was telling that so many points, how Lord Ram is telling to Bharat Maharaj how you should rule the kingdom. It's amazing. It's Ramayana, I think it's first Ayodhya Kanda only 100th chapter, chapter number 100. There, so many shloka after shloka after shloka describing how king should rule. And one of the points he says, Bharat Maharaj, you should have good ministers and you should listen to them and take their advice. So like that he says. And Lord Ram gives practical guidance of how day-to-day governance should be done. It's really amazing. So maybe sometimes we can read that. It's good for those who are taking leadership positions. And even in ISKCON, there is administration, there is governance, management required. So these principles will be very helpful to lead the community. So that's why it's called as Dhrida Sankalpa. So his rule was immediately followed. So this was about Prithu Maharaj. And today also is the Tithi of Srila Ramachandra Kaviraj disappearance and Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami appearance. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami, all of you know, many times he keeps speaking about him, son of Srila Venkata Bhatta from Sri Rangam. And Lord Chaitanya stayed at his home for 4 months of Chaturmas. And at that time Gopal was very small. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami was a very small boy. And Lord Chaitanya blessed Gopal Bhatta Goswami by his mercy. And Gopal Bhatta got so much attracted to Lord Chaitanya that he didn't want to do anything else. He just wanted to surrender to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he expressed his desire, when Lord Chaitanya was leaving, Gopal Bhatta came and said, I want to come with you and join you. I am not interested in this material world, material life. So at that time, Lord Chaitanya advised him, see, your parents are also pure Vaishnavas. You stay at home as long as they are in this world. And when they go to Vaikuntha, then you can go to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, you will meet Shri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And you join them. Okay. And the most surprising thing is, till that time, Lord Chaitanya had not even met Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. In fact, Gopal Bhatta Goswami is the first person to be recruited as the Goswami. Later on, other Goswamis were recruited. The 6 Goswamis came later. And the first one was Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So he tells him, you go to Vrindavan and surrender to and associate with Rupa and Sanatan. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami also composed many Sanskrit books, especially about samskaras and Satkriya Saradipika and such books he composed, based on which many of the rituals in Gaudiya Sampradaya are being carried out. So another famous Acharya is Ramachandra Kaviraj. Okay. And every day we sing his name. Where do we sing his name? Daya karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das. So all three personalities' names comes in this line. Srinivas Acharya is the guru of Ramachandra Kaviraj. And Narottama Das Thakur is a god brother or friend of, not god brother, but he is a friend of Srinivas Acharya. Right? Srinivas Acharya was a disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami and I think Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Right? No, that is Shyamanand Pandit. Shyamanand Pandit is a disciple of Hridaya Chaitanya, who was Dukhi Krishnadas. Shyamanand Pandit, then he became Shyamananda. Then Narottama Das Thakur is disciple of Lokanath Goswami, and Srinivas is a disciple of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So all three of them, they were staying with Jiva Goswami. Shri Jagannath Baladev Sadhuraya ki jai, Shri Gaunita ki, Shri Lakshmana Singh Dev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So all these three personalities were the first book distributors in the Gaudiya Parampara. And Srinivas Acharya especially, he came to Bengal, and in Bengal there was one king called Veeramveer who was a dacoit. And he stole the books of the Goswamis. And Srinivas Acharya somehow came to know, and then he converted the king, made him his disciple, and then got back the books. So obviously there is a long story. And then Srinivas Acharya came to Navadip and he stayed there and he was preaching in Navadip. So, and there he happens to meet Ramachandra Kaviraj, and how they met is also very interesting. So Ramachandra Kaviraj was born in Sri Khanda. There is a village called Sri Khanda. How many have visited that village? Only we two. I still remember the scene, sitting under a tree, and nearby there is temple of Narahari Sarkar, and His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj were sitting under the tree and giving lecture about Narahari Sarkar and all the great devotees of Sri Khanda. And another great devotee in Sri Khanda is Murari Vaidya, Mukunda, whose son was the famous Raghunandan Thakur, who made Gopinath eat laddu. So that pastime also happened in Sri Khanda. It is a small village. So he was born in that village, near Mayapur, maybe about 1 or 2 hours from Mayapur, Sri Khanda. Ramachandra Kaviraj was especially earnest, beautiful, intelligent, energetic, enthusiastic. Although married, Ramachandra and wife Ratnanala had no material attachment, and they completely engaged in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how the Guru and Shishya met was once Ramachandra Kaviraj was going in a palanquin, palaki. So at that time he was after his marriage, Ramachandra Kaviraj is going in a palaki, and they happened to go through this village called Kumarhatta. So there Ramachandra Kaviraj was seen by Srinivas Acharya. He asked, who is he? He looks very nice boy. Then Ramachandra Kaviraj also saw Srinivas Acharya. He was giving lecture and discussing Krishna Katha. Immediately he also got attracted. So both got attracted to each other. And Ramachandra Kaviraj, of course, he went to the procession to home and he was received nicely at home. But his heart was still with that person whom he saw giving lecture. And then devotees also told Srinivas Acharya that he is Ramachandra Kaviraj, very intelligent boy, he is poet, he is scholar. So like this, they glorified him. So after one day, Ramachandra Kaviraj could not contain himself. He came back to this place and he met Srinivas Acharya and surrendered to him. And then Srinivas Acharya accepted him as a disciple and gave him mantra, initiation into Radha Krishna worship. So that's how they got connected to each other. So Ramachandra Kaviraj became a very intimate disciple of Srinivas Acharya. And although Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur were friends, Ramachandra Kaviraj became friend of Narottam Das Thakur. और नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर कंसिडर्ड रामचंद्र कविराज एज ए फ्रेंड, बहुत निकट मित्र बन गए. कौन? नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर और रामचंद्र कविराज. दैट्स व्हाई नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर इज सिंगिंग इन दिस सॉन्ग रामचंद्र संगम आगे नरोत्तम दास. He is hankering for association of somebody who is apparently a junior. Right? We may say we want association of equals and seniors, but here somebody who is apparently a junior but is so advanced that Narottam Das Thakur is feeling such affection, friendship towards Ramachandra Kaviraj. So, there's one pastime which I want to conclude. An interesting pastime of Ramachandra Kaviraj and Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya in his spiritual form is Mani Manjari. Mani Manjari. So, once Ramachandra Kaviraj was sitting in his home, and Srinivas Acharya was sitting in his home and he had two wives. So, generally he sits in his home and he chants and he does meditation. He does Leela Dhyana. There are different kinds of dhyana. One is Rupa Dhyana, Nama Dhyana, there is Leela Dhyana, Leela Smaranam. So he was he was not concocting, but he was actually seeing, witnessing the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Whatever is happening, he was seeing. So in the pastime, he saw that Srimati Radharani and Krishna were enjoying in Yamuna, and Radharani was surrounded by many gopis, and her nose ring became loose, and it fell in Yamuna. So after the play, they came back on the shore, and Rupa Manjari, who is none other than Rupa Goswami, he saw that Radharani, your nose ring is missing. He said, "Oh, please find it, it's very dear to me. So I want it." And Rupa Manjari, she told Guna Manjari, "Please find the ring." And Guna Manjari told Mani Manjari, "You search for the ring." It's parampara there also. Guru gives instruction to disciples. So Rupa Manjari is a very intimate servant of Srimati Radharani. See, our Goswamis, all of them are at that level. They are all Manjaris. So Mani Manjari went inside and he searched for a long time, but he could not find the nose ring. And he became very distressed. So it was taking a very long time. And here the wives of Srinivas Acharya, they are wondering, Ganto bit gaya. Our husband is not coming back to the consciousness. Indeed, one day and whole night passed. And Srinivas Acharya's meditation did not break. And Srinivas Acharya was sitting and they could not even identify whether he is breathing. सांस भी पता नहीं चल रहा था कि जिंदा है या मर गए हैं. And his body had no signs of life. The heartbeat or it was not visible. So they got into great tension. In the middle of the night, they called for help. So the king came there and he saw what is happening. The king's name was, other Vaishnavas also came, Vyasacharya, Krishna Vallabha and others. They came and saw and that there was no bodily symptoms. They observed Srinivas Acharya very carefully. So they could see that these are the similar symptoms of ecstasy which Lord Chaitanya exhibited. Again, one night passed and next day came. So almost 2 days without eating, he's just sitting in meditation and people are very disturbed. So, and the wives thought he has died. So others tried to pacify the wives. So then one of the devotees decided that we should call Ramachandra Kaviraj because he understands the heart of Guru. Let him come. So Ramachandra Kaviraj came from his village and then he uh, came and offered obeisances to Srinivas Acharya, touched his feet and took the dust. And immediately Ramachandra Kaviraj could understand that my Guru is in Samadhi, Leela Dhyana. So Ramachandra Kaviraj said, no need to worry, just give me some time. So he also sat into meditation. He also entered the Leela. वो भी लीला में चले गए. Ramachandra Kaviraj is Karuna Manjari, assistant of Mani Manjari in the spiritual world. After he entered into that original form of Karuna Manjari, he offered obeisances to the divine couple Shri Radha Krishna and then to other gopis, and after doing so returned to the bank of Yamuna. He also joined his guru in searching the nose ring. So she also entered and searching. And she soon found, Karuna Manjari, found the ring and gave it to Mani Manjari. And she was so happy, you found it. And Mani Manjari gave it to Guna Manjari. Guna Manjari gave it to Rupa Manjari. And Rupa Manjari offered it to Srimati Radharani. And Radharani was so happy. He got the ring. Everyone was joyful to see Radharani is wearing the nose ring and beautiful. After filling his eyes with the sight, Ramachandra Kaviraj's meditation broke and he began to chant the holy name of Krishna and offer prayers. Right? And very soon, even Srinivas Acharya also regained external consciousness and began to cry, "What have I just seen? What have I just seen?" Because he was entering into the pastime of Srimati Radha and Krishna. And everybody who was there, they understood that Srinivas Acharya is an exalted personality. Then everybody was very joyful. They all started chanting the holy name of Krishna. Then the wives, they went and started cooking for all the devotees. And then they all took nice prasadam. And then Ramachandra Kaviraj took the remnants of Srinivas Acharya. And the rest of the day they discussed Krishna Katha. So in this way, there is no end to the glories of Ramachandra Kaviraj. Hare Krishna. Shri Ramachandra Kaviraj ki jai. Srila Gopal Bhattu Goswami ki jai. Srila Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.